Okay, this is going to be a demo of setting up a voice API for a Fallout kind of app or a language-based API. I'll do it for the merchants, like, you know, when you go to the store and in Fallout, you can go check if they have shotguns. We'll do something like, what shotguns do you have or something like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the tutorial code and I'll set it to point at my deployment. What do I do? Get the server. Yeah, so then we'll have some sort of interactive merchant-based, voice-based API. I'm just going to start now, and it'll be cooler in the future. But we'll get it going. We'll start with something like show me the shotguns or something. Anyway, so I'll just finish setting this up. Let's just run it, make sure I connected it to my deployment correctly. And it runs slow because it's training the neural nets. Okay, so that works. So it's connected correctly. So now let's start on our Fallout merchant voice API. So I'm going to load some data that I already set up. I put it in the file called data. Yeah, so there'll be a merchant. The merchant has guns. There's different kinds of guns. I mean, we're just getting going, so we'll add fancier stuff in the future. Oops, I forgot objects, so let's do that. So then it looks normal-ish. Yeah. Oh wait, I'm missing the parentheses. Oops, so let's fix that. So we have valid JSON. My Spidey sense was tingling. There, so that's valid JSON now. Hurrah. Well, I assume anyway. We'll find out when we run it. If it's valid JSON or not. Yeah. So let's start on the first sentence. We can do something like, show me the shotguns. And we can do other sentences in the future, like, what are your shotguns, or what shotguns do you have, or blah, blah, blah. But we got to start somewhere. So now I need to mark what the operators are. So I'm just going to make, I guess shotguns can be a gun concept or something like that. And I'll show a way of mapping words into an operator where you can type it. So we'll just do that. And it's going to be a pass-through operator like I've showed in other videos, because the result of applying to gun concept is an object of type concept. Me can just be a unary operator. Let's call it user concept. So the word me maps to the operator called user concept. And show is going to be a prefix operator that takes two args. One will be user concept and the other will be the guns concept. So let's just call it list guns operator, and then the word show maps to that operator. Yeah, so now we'll just scope everything so we know which operator applies to which args. So is going to apply to guns concept, so we'll scope it so we know that. And then we got to mark the operators so it knows whether or gun concept is the operator. So now we said is a prefix operator with one argument of type gun concept. Yeah, so there. So now we can do, we'll mark user concept as an operand. Well, I think I said operator for gun concept. I meant operand. So we'll mark user concept as an operand, and then scope the whole thing to say that the operator list guns is a prefix operator that has two arguments. So let's give that a run. And we should get some errors because I didn't define any of the bridges that map from one context to another. Really, when it's processing the sentences, it just has a list of context. Each context has a marker that's used to select the operator. I think I'm going to generalize that in the future, but currently it's now just one thing. So let's set up the bridge for gun concept and me concept. Those are just operators that have no args. And it's really just a great way to get typing into this thing. So let's do, what else? We have let's do earn, or no, not earn. List guns, let's do list guns, sorry. Clean that up. So I'm just going to spread the operator in this because I want the marker to stay continue to be list guns and just keep all the other properties, and then we'll just add 2 properties. It'll be like who and guns or whatever. Who can be the after. After is just an array at this point, so we'll select the 0th argument, which is the me, and the guns can be after 1. There, so then and that constructs this concept. Oh, let's call it gun type actually. Okay. Is that all the junk? Let's change the sentence to be the sentence we want to do. Show me the shotguns. Give that a run. What do we do? Follow, I have no bridges. Oh, I don't think I called it me concept. I called it something else. So let's just fix up the errors, blah, blah, blah. And it should have been user concept. That's what I called the operator. And then what was the other thing? Do the. So I missed defining a bridge for the. That's just going to be a pass through. So we're going to spread the after argument, which is going to be gun concept. And then that's how we cause the context marker to be taken over by gun concept and not the. And we'll just do pull from context. I'm not necessarily going to use it here, but I have some ideas maybe later. Show me shotguns. Let's see what that does. Follower operators have no... Oh, I forgot to change it from every to the, so fix that up. Yeah. That's a bug. So it had every listed twice, so I think it should have an error. So I just paused it so I could write a bug there. Okay, so now we'll run it again. I didn't change any of the code. And I'll fix that bug in the future. Sometimes if my network is slow on the laptop, the wireless has this thing with Ubuntu where it has this spaz about something. So this might be one of that problem and not really. I'll just give it a sec. Yeah, it's the network problem. So I'll just run it again. It sort of fixes itself. Okay, there. So what do we get? So it looks like we got list guns. It has who, me, gun type, and then it lists the shotgun thing. Yeah, so that kind of worked. Yeah. Okay. Let me just print it out. I'll print out the JSON that comes back, and that is in results. So we'll print it out nice so it's easy to read. And yeah, let's add a trace. Let's add the tracing too so we can see that, just so we have all the goodies. I gotta go turn the debug on. All right, let's run it now so we can see all the juicy details. Show me the shotguns. What are you gonna do? Boom, okay. Yeah, so it looks good. So it's got the final context has list guns as the marker, and then you have the who, and we have the gun type, so we can do stuff with that. Yeah, so now we can work on actually. Oh well, the paraphrase currently is just jumping out JSON, so maybe we want to fix that up. Let's see. Oh, right. I should show you how to add a word. So the word shotgun is currently mapping directly to the gun concept. Now I'm going to define shotgun in such a way that I can sort of add different types without adding a new gun. So I'll have a gun concept, and then shotgun, I can mark it with the type shotgun. So then I can have other words like machine gun, and I can map that to the gun concept and set the initial value to machine gun or whatever, instead of directly mapping the word shotgun to the gun concept. This is sort of a way to get instance of a type. I'm still learning how to do this because like I've only been programming this for a while. Anyway, so let's run that, see what that does for us. So now if we look at the result, it's got type shotgun in the gun type because that got pulled from our word definition. And when we look at the initial, after the tokenization, the gun concept operator actually is initialized with type shotgun now because of the way the word was defined in the word hash. Whereas previously, you see, when it looked up the word shotgun, it didn't have that gun type field because it was just the default definition where I just mapped it directly to the operator. Yeah, so now we can do other types, like we say machine gun or bazooka or whatever, pistol, rifle, all the other different types of guns. And it can be implemented that way without having to fire off a new concept. So let me just clean up all this junk. Since it's from the other demo, we don't need it. Just make sure it still works before we add more stuff. What do we do? Oh, I should clean up the word array with the words from the previous example. We don't need that junk. Get rid of that junk. Give her a run. What are we missing now? Oh, count. I should delete that because I don't have any operators defined for that. Because I deleted them. Okay, so what do we got? Gun type. Okay, so it's still working again. So you can look at the generated text, the green stuff. That's the JSON. That's where it's printing the generated text. So right now it's just dumping the JSON. So we can work on fixing that up to paraphrase what's being said. You know, it's kind of messy. Yeah, let me just clean this up so instead of all that junk in there, I can just have the gun type instead of all that other junk. Oops. And then that will make it like less messy. I mean, it's just a messiness thing. There's no reason to do it. Just for fun. No, so now it's like less messy. We got the gun type right there. We got the list guns marker. We got the gun types we want to show. Oh yeah, in the future I could do things. Show me the shotguns and machine guns. Yeah, that'd be cool. Okay, I'll try and keep that in mind for the future. But right now we're just getting things going. So I'm going to set up the generator to paraphrase the sentence or paraphrase the context. So if the list guns context is seen, we'll just dump out. Let's dump out something different. List the guns of type whatever, and then barf out the type. Just to show the paraphrase, it doesn't have to be whatever the user says. And you can actually mark these with different types. Like you can say, if I like the customer, I could say it differently than if I didn't like the customer. But we'll just do this now. We're getting going. There we go. List the guns of type shotgun. So now our paraphrase looks, well, it's readable. It's not just a JSON. Now let's get rid of all these other things from the other example. And what can we do next? Oh, let's set up the semantics, and we'll do that thing where we actually put the answer to the utterance in the context and then show the answer instead of just paraphrasing whatever the user said. So let's dump out the global to make sure I've set it up correctly. Where's the global? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, it's there. So I didn't set it up correctly. So let's make sure I pass in that thing where I have the guns listed into the request so it's available. So do that, set that up. That's my objects array I have at the top of the file. So now let's see if it's there. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there. So global now has the data structure I want to access in it. So let's use that. And in the semantics now, what we'll do is we'll pull out the shotguns and shove them in the context. And then we can add a new generator that'll print the answer nicely. What is it again? Merchant guns filter. So we'll just filter guns and gun dot, what is it? What am I looking for? Types. Guns dot, da 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 da. Do it. Oh, I don't know how to do that. I'm going to go figure out how to check if something's in. I know how to do it in Python, but I forget JavaScript. So it's the includes. So I should have includes. I could remember Python, but I couldn't remember JavaScript. Let's run that. So now our context should have the guns of whatever gun type the user asks for in it. Is that right? Oh, we got to shove it in the context. So let's shove it in there. I mean, I could stick it in whatever property I want. I'm just making this up. So let's do that. Give it a run. Guns undefined. What is the error? Blah, blah, blah. Where are we? Gun. Da, 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 da. Be nice to have a command line debugger. Yeah. Oh, okay, I forgot the fallout property. So let's give that a go. No. Cannot read property includes of undefined. Okay, so that's a different error. Includes of undefined. Gun.types.includes. Gun.types.includes. I see a types. Is it this? No. I don't know. Let me just dump it out. I'll just print it to the console so I can see what it is. Maybe people who are watching have already seen what it is, but I can't. So I have to do this. Give her a go. Okay, so there we got it. That has types. Oh, the second one is the second one's missing the types in it, so that's the complaint. Right. Yes, so boring programmer error. So we'll just add the types to that. Same types. Okay, that's a shotgun 2. Hey, let's give it a go, see what happens. Okay, now our output context in the results is, it has the gun, so now it has the answer in it. So it has, the user said, show me your shotguns or whatever. I know it said, show me the shotguns. We can do show me your shotguns in the future. Yeah, that'd be cool if we had different owners. If the merchant was like a consignment store and you could say, show me Fred's shotguns, but whatever. Let's just clean up the debug stuff. Since we got that thing in there. And what I'm going to do is that thing I've been doing is just mark the context with a has answer. And then in the generator, get rid of that return. Then in the generators, we can have one generator that paraphrases and one generator that shows when shows the answer if there's an answer in the context. Yeah, so now it has the has answer flag set, has guns flag thing, zippity zap. And the paraphrase still says list the guns of type shotgun. So we can do, the generators they're not ordered. So you have to write the condition to correctly select the context you want, because they're not ordered, because you can combine multiple configs together, so they can't be ordered. So we'll do the one context for has the answer, and the other or the first one for doesn't have the answer. The second one we had the answer, so now we'll just print out what the guy would say when he's answering what he has. I have, and then let's just dump out the shotguns. All right, I have dump out the guns. It's in the guns property, yes. Okay. So it didn't hit the context at all. It just dumped the JSON, so there's something wrong. What is wrong? Looks fine. Oh, I didn't do the answer check right. So it should have been and has the answer, not and doesn't have the answer. Okay, show me the shotguns. What do we got? Okay, so now I have, and then it's dumping out the JSON for the guns. So we can write a generator for that. Marker name. What is the data again? Let me see the data. Let's just add some property in here that makes it easy to select for the generator. So we'll just do marker. Oh, gun concept. Let's do that. Gun. Marker gun. Marker gun. Okay, whatever. Now we can write the generator that can select the context based on gun. And then we'll print out the gun nicely. Marker gun. Yeah, gun. Okay, get rid of that. Has answer stuff. And then we just want to print out the gun nicely. So what should we say for the gun? I don't know. Gun name. Name. Let's give that a go. I have combat shotgun, the terrible shotgun. Okay, so it just is doing the default list, which is just separating with commas, but it's got the two thingies. Let's add the price of the gun since we're a merchant. What the heck, eh? I mean, obviously you could do anything you want here. You could even have a thing that says show price or not, and have different generators for showing the price or not, and it could be based on the feelings of whoever's talking and all that kind of crap. All that feeling crap. Okay, so what do we got? I have for undefined for, okay, why is that undefined? Value. Where is it? Context out value. That looks right. The value's in the damage array. It should have been outside the damage array. Let's just fix that. So bad data, garbage in, garbage out. Fix that, get that one. Zippity zap, all fixed up. Let's give her a run. Show me the shotguns. I have commerce 200 caps, the terrible. Okay, cool. So it's showing them nicer now. Let's just fix it up so it lists it nicely. I just use the G generators. There's where are we? I have guns. There's a GS generator that works on arrays of things, and it'll print it out with a separator and a final separator. So we'll do comma as the normal separator, and will be the final separator. So you can go 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's what the arguments are. Okay, so yeah, so now it prints it out nicely looking. Using that helper function, the GS helper function, generator, and S for list. Like as whenever you had plural, like car, cars. Okay, so we got all that junk. I have the combat shotgun for that. Oh yeah, so in the future what we can do is fun things like have different ways of saying it. List the shotguns. You can say list the shotguns, what shotguns you have, show me your shotguns, that kind of junk. And also when it prints the answer, we want to do something cool like have the user say, I'll take the combat shotgun, or I want the 200 cap one, or give me the second one, or that kind of thing. I can work on that in future demos. So this is a good place to stop now. We basically got it. We got something going. It's kind of cool. And we'll see what fun stuff we can do with it in the future.